Hey guys, it's Libby and welcome to another Dewey's 24-hour readathon vlog. I've been doing this for a while. This is probably like my 10th or 11th, somewhere in there. So I'm a little bit spaced right now because it starts at 2 p.m. for me, so we're about 5 minutes away from that. And earlier today I had lunch and then I turned on the heater because it's finally getting cold around here and I felt like being cozy during the readathon. And then my body was like, it's bedtime, Libby. You should lie down and go to sleep. And I was like, oh no, I'm tired before the readathon has even begun. So I decided to actually just channel it and I took a little nap. So hopefully that will keep me going into the wee hours a bit more than usual. I'm definitely not planning to stay up the full 24 hours. I am an adult, I can't do that. So yeah, let's take a look at the TBR. I have several currently reading things, which unfortunately do not lend themselves very well to readathons. So I'm treating them as sort of side dishes, and then we will address the main course. So the first one is my current Victober read, which is the audiobook of Shirley. I found that reading physical books is a lot more satisfying during these really condensed readathons than ebooks or audiobooks because there's like physical pages that you can feel yourself getting through. So I might listen to Shirley either as I'm drifting off to sleep or if I have to do something like cooking. I don't know, I should be able to avoid that. I made lentil soup already, so I just have to like heat that up and cook the pasta that goes with it, which requires, 90 seconds of my time at 3 different points in the process. Yeah, so there might be a little bit of Shirley going on. Then I've got D'après une histoire vraie by Delphine de Vigan, which I actually recently picked up in Utrecht. There is a bookstore with a pretty solid foreign language section. Well, there's a pretty solid English section. There's like multiple shelves. And then there's like one shelf of French, one shelf of Spanish, and one shelf of German. So I picked that up there. But it is in French, which means I can't really read it when I'm dumb. So, I definitely can't. This cannot be the thing I'm reading at 11 o'clock at night. Similar thing with Coriolanus, which is the Bard Book Club read for next month. Normally, I would just be fine with reading Shakespeare, even if I can't really pay attention or think about it. But for the Bard Book Club, I do need to have like intelligent thoughts about the text. So yeah, these may make an early appearance, or they may make an appearance tomorrow, but I don't want to commit to those being like books I really want to get through. So the main course for this readathon is going to be Discworld. I am currently finishing up the Tiffany Aching series with The Shepherd's Crown. I'm only about 30 pages in, so I still have a fair bit of this to go. But then once I'm done with that, I'm going to move on to the Death series, given that it's, spooky time of year. I don't think any of the Death books are particularly spooky, but, they're sort of thematically appropriate. So I've already read the first one and the last one, Mort and Thief of Time. Since it's the Discworld series, it's fairly kind if you want to read things out of order. So, Thief of Time is actually my favorite Discworld book that I've read so far, even though I haven't read the 3 books leading up to it. So what I would really like is to get through Mort and at least most of Reaper Man during the readathon so that then I can do Soul Music in November and then Hogfather in December, because the Hogfather is the sort of Discworld version of Santa. And then Thief of Time maybe at New Year's. Like, this isn't particularly a New Year's story, but it's about like time and, the clocks changing over, and yeah, I can make it work. Oh, I've been rambling for too long. It is already 2:01. I've lost 1 full minute of reading time, so let's get started. I'm gonna go for Coriolanus first. Just get some done with that. I'll see you guys in a bit. The kitty is here with me, though she prefers when we maintain a respectful distance from each other, so she's gonna spend the readathon over on the other side of the couch, on my jacket. Okay, the first 3 hours are now done, so I've come outside to the balcony so we can enjoy the canal, and if I can angle the camera right, the nice clouds. It's not quite sunset yet. I'll try to take you back out for the sunset, which can be quite pretty here. So I did start off by reading a couple of scenes of Coriolanus, and then I switched over to Shepherd's Crown, which I'm now 100 pages into, exactly 100 pages. And I realized that I am gonna definitely be listening to Shirley a bit because while I can cook the soup very quickly, I cannot eat the soup very quickly, and I think like eating soup with one hand while like holding a book open with the other is gonna spell disaster. So I will have an audiobook and soup experience. Nova's deciding whether or not she wants to come outside. What do you think, Nova? So, as it turns out, we are not getting a really nice sunset. It's just sort of going to gray. So I've just finished dinner, and instead of listening to Shirley, I did in fact decide to listen to some Gilbert and Sullivan. I listened to, ooh, it's windy. I listened to Princess Ida, which is also Victorian, so it still counts. And so now I'm gonna go back to Shepherd's Crown, and I have to say, I'm really pleased with how it's going. I was afraid that I would be disappointed by it because I know Terry didn't finish it. He wrote the whole story, but he likes to tinker a lot and do multiple drafts. And he died before he could like really finish this one to his own satisfaction. And I didn't really like books 2 through 4 in the Tiffany Aching series. So I went into this one with low expectations, but I'm really enjoying it. I think bringing the Fairy Queen back as the antagonist was a good choice. Although I have to say, antagonist, question mark, based on the point that I'm at. And overall, I'm having a very like mellow, cozy time. So this readathon is going very successfully. Previous readathons in the Netherlands have gone less successfully. But I think this pivot to all physical is good. Oh, did I mention that it's now about 6:30, so I'm in the middle of hour 5. Okay, back to reading. Okay, so it's now a little after 8, which means we are in hour 7. I have moved into the bedroom. So fake out about not actually listening to Shirley. I did listen to Shirley because David had a playtest that he needed to do. His sideline is board game design, and so in the design process you have to have like practice games to see what works and what doesn't, and so he's doing like a digital version of that. So he was doing like a loud phone call. So I was not able to read with that sound in my ears, so I listened to some Shirley so I could just stick that into my ears. So I did lose about 2 hours of Shepherd's Crown reading time, so I no longer plan to finish this tonight. I'm like almost halfway through, so I'll just finish it tomorrow, because even though it's only 8 o'clock, I'm feeling kind of sleepy. Like I maybe just want to go to bed. I'm such an old lady. I'll probably be able to wake up at like 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, so that's good. So my current plan is to read one more chapter of Shepherd's Crown, and then if that makes me very sleepy, I don't know how long the next chapter is. If I'm very sleepy, I'll probably just like put on some ambient noise and go to bed. If I'm still only moderately sleepy, I might listen to another chapter of Shirley and then go to bed. But I believe this is going to be the last wrap up of the evening. So we'll see you tomorrow morning when David will be asleep. So I'm just going to tell you what's going to happen because I'm pretty sure I know what's going to happen so that I don't have to talk and worry about waking him up. So I'm probably going to wake up early because I'm going to bed early. I'll probably lay in bed and listen to another chapter of Shirley to sort of get my engines going, and then I will go out into the kitchen and make some cream of wheat, because I found a supplier in the Netherlands who will actually sell you cream of wheat, because Dutch people have no idea what that is. And that will be breakfast. And if I'm still hungry, I made some pumpkin scones. That will be more breakfast. And then I will jump back into Shepherd's Crown. That's going to be the first update for tomorrow morning. See you then. Well, good morning, everyone. We are now about to start hour 22. So we've got 3 hours left. I've got about 50 pages left in Shepherd's Crown, so I'm confident I can finish that and then start Mort. I did have to take a little break this morning while I figured out what the time situation was, because it seemed like the hours we had left and the times that they were posting on the blog were not matching up, and that's when I realized that daylight savings time happened in the Netherlands overnight. So my readathon will be ending at 1 p.m., not at 2 p.m. So I get an extra day, or an extra hour today, to do my stuff, which is nice. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm still not totally awake. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to reading, probably have the next update post-thon, and you'll get all the sexy statistics. Okay, so it's now a couple hours later. I have returned to real life, and now I can talk about what I got read and how the readathon went for me. So I finished 13 pages of Coriolanus, 240 pages of A Hatful of Sky. Nope. The Shepherd's Crown. Not sure why that other Tiffany Aching title came out of my mouth. And 34 pages of Mort, because I fell asleep right at the end of the readathon. This turned into more of like a sleepy weekend than a reading weekend. Yeah. I also listened to 6 chapters of Shirley on audiobook. I have no idea what sort of page total that would get us to. So if we ignore Shirley, I read 287 pages, which I feel like is really not a lot for me. Like, I've definitely gotten through multiple novels in past readathons, and I slept a bit more than usual, but not like twice as much as usual. I think maybe because Shepherd's Crown is like a large, like a tall hardback, there's just more words on the page than I am used to. But yeah, I'm slightly disappointed in how little I got read. I thought I was gonna finish Shepherd's Crown and Mort. So yeah, so that part's not good, but I did have a very good time, which, you know, it's not the destination, it's the journey, kids, so they keep telling me. So yeah, this was sort of my last chance for Dewey's 24-hour readathon, at least doing it on the Amsterdam time as opposed to just like going back and doing it on the DC time and just not matching up. Hello. But sticking to mostly physical books definitely did make it better for me, so yeah, I am going to do this again in April. Hopefully I'll read more books, but, you know, maybe not. Whatever. I'm fortunately ahead on my Goodreads challenge, so I didn't need this in order to catch back up. Okay, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you had a very nice readathon. If you participated, I'll see you later.